Elon Musk just explained how the downfall of California, the state of California, becoming a Democratic run state. He describes how immigration made that happen, was a key role, and how immigration nationwide is playing a key role in deleting swing states and effectively turning them into democratic states by flooding swing states with maybe 100,000 illegal immigrants when the vote was swung by 10,000 votes. So all they did was focus the immigration in on the swing states, left regular, determined states. They probably flooded red states and swing states, but focused hardcore on swing states. That way, so Elon goes further to explain that if all the swing states have been fixed, if last time it was 10,000 votes and you put in 50,000 illegals with an application that was illegal and has no repercussions from feds, they obviously have a way of communicating beyond federal repercussion, which would mean that more than likely they've had democratic idealisms crammed down their throat and they've been told to vote Democratic. That's the only reason they're even allowed into the country. That's how they got there, and if they don't vote that way, it's going to fall apart on them. So if they are under that understanding going into the nation as they illegally migrate into the United States, if they're under that impression to begin with, it's even easier to solidify that stance once they're here. So I believe what Elon Musk is saying, that even before he said that, I already believed that if we didn't win this election, that there's going to be a civil war or a world war, or enough people, like we're already at the point where more than 60% of people believe that the election is not an honest representation of the voting that's happening. Like there's manipulation in some form or another going on a massive scale that's affecting the outcome of the election and making it not reflect the honest numbers provided by people showing up to a voting booth or casting a legitimate mail-in ballot. Right? Okay, so it was already going to fall apart because it's like, look, the last election, 60% feel like Biden was hacked in. And if 60% felt like Biden was hacked in, what do you think? What do you think it's going to translate to for Kamala when Kamala doesn't have anywhere near the support? She didn't have anywhere near the support when Biden was being elected. I mean, if everybody liked her that much, why didn't she end up president and Biden end up vice president? It was very much so Biden president, Kamala vice president. Whatever this switcheroo thing they did in order to get Biden to sit down was strictly a backdoor political move, and nobody bought it. Nobody's buying it. So it's clear that she is not the answer, and that is all backdoor moves. If anybody believes that was a move made by any kind of a majority, it's 20% of the idiots in our country that vote Democrat. That way I'm not barring, idiots that vote Republican. I can't say there's no idiots that vote Republican. There's got to be a couple idiots. But they're on the right track. If you're an idiot and you're voting Republican, you are in recovery. Let's see. So that's scary to hear someone as smart as Elon Musk say that he made observations that Democrat-run state of California didn't become 2/3 Democrat all by itself. It did so through allowing illegal immigration. So they kind of tested things out in California. It's just this weird state all the way on the West Coast. You know, everyone on the East Coast is very firm in the fact that they built this country and that they're ahead of us on the clock and many other things. So California is the last one to see the sunset. They're the last ones to get everything. It's the last place that you would see any kind of reform. So they tested out their little illegal immigration replacement. Watch how all the people that lived in California over 10 years ago that were supposedly the embodiment of what it was to be a Californian, most of them have moved back home or inland. If back home, if all back home meant was somewhere else in California, most of the people that embodied what it was to be a Californian are no longer in California and moved out of state. Because I have good friends that are Californians, and they no longer live in California. So if you want to see what the United States, Phoenix, Arizona, has made like a big deal out of the hashtag "Don't California my AZ" or something, something along those lines. It's you can't California. Yeah, I think that was all. Don't California my Arizona. Something along those lines of just, this is Arizona, you're California. What happens in Cali stays in Cali. This is Arizona. You learn the way we do things here. Was the hashtag movement, which is hilarious because there is a movement in Arizona that's, in the college age range that is supporting of Kamala. Anybody that hates on Trump automatically is going back. It's like you can't